When it comes to brass prep, there is a lot more than just decapping and sizing your brass that you want to consider. I've got the tools here to help us go through those steps. And if you stick around, I'm going to tell you which one I think is absolutely critical if you're tight on time and only want to use one of them. Let's go have some fun. I'm F-Class John for Ultimate Reloader, and brass prep can be a lot of things to a lot of people, but for me, it definitely involves some critical steps that are often overlooked. I've got the tools here that are going to help with that. We're talking about primer pocket uniforming, we're talking about chamfer and deburring, and we're talking about brushing inside the necks. We're going to explain why it matters, how these tools can help, but before we do any of that, why don't we open up the tumbler here, get some brass in it, get it clean, and then we can get started. All right, our 1500 Turbo Pro tumbler has been working hard for the last 30 or 40 minutes, and it's made pretty good work of our brass. Now, when I tumble, I'm not looking for absolute back to brand new status. What I want is I want the dirt and any of the debris removed, and that's really all it's done. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, we're gonna be dumping this into the turbo separator. I use one of these all the time, and I absolutely love it because, as you're gonna see, it has a cover that prevents the media from getting splashed out all over your bench. So let's dump this in and we will get it separated. After we've dumped our brass in, we're going to take the top half of the cage. We're gonna go ahead and put it on, snap it on both sides. We're gonna put our cover in, and then we are going to I just hold it down. And I tend to go in both directions. I rotate, and it just helps make sure that all the media is getting spit out of the cases. Once we are done turning the cage, we can open it up, and then I just like to use some kind of a shoebox or plastic container, and we're gonna dump our brass out. And we are ready to go. I've got 5 pieces of brand new brass and 5 of our tumbled twice fired brass. And you're probably wondering, why do I have brand new brass? Well, brand new brass is not impervious to needing a little bit of brass prep if you are really trying to get true accuracy out of it from the get-go. Now, on a piece of brand new brass, I'm still gonna wanna check the primer pocket for uniformity, and I'm still gonna wanna make sure there's a nice deburr and chamfer on the neck, and I'm probably still gonna run a brush inside just to make sure that everything is ready to go out of the gate. Obviously not a total necessity, but from my perspective, I think it's a great thing to do. Now, we're gonna focus on the fired brass. We have primer pockets that are a little bit dirty. Even though they've been in the tumbler, it's not gonna get everything out. On the handheld unit, we have just a basic cleaner. They don't include any kind of uniformer with the hand tool, but that's okay because we can just get in here, clean out any of the debris, and it looks nice and clean inside, and it should be ready to go. If you want something a little bit more advanced, you can go to the handheld toolkit or the powered unit. Both of those are gonna come with a uniformer. In the case of this one, it's sitting right here. I can take my brass, simply push down. It does make it really nice and easy. I can feel when I have good resistance and when it's clean. So now it's cleaned out. It's also uniformed at the same time. And to me, that makes sure that every time I prime, everything's going to be perfect. Now that we've worked on the primer pockets, we want to take care of inside of the necks. And that's important because after tumbling or just from being outside after they've been ejected out of the gun, they could get some debris inside of the necks. You certainly don't want that if you're trying to get a bullet in there nice and consistent. The Case Prep Express does come with a nice selection of brushes. They thread right in. And in this case, I'm going to take the neck, I'm going to put it right over the top, and I'm just gonna hold it while that brush is turning inside of it. You don't need to do it for very long, just enough to make sure that you're getting everything out of it. Now, these other kits don't come with brushes, but they are threaded so that you can take any standard cleaning brush and thread them right in and just use it as a handheld tool. So it is nice that there is that universality when it comes to being able to put a brush into either one of these. At the beginning of the video, I told you there was one process that you really should not give up no matter your time constraints, and that is going to be chamfer and deburring. Now, we're going to do that with the Case Prep multi-tool. The first thing we're gonna do is chamfer with the VLD side. That's going to put a really nice angle on the inside that's going to let your bullet seat in nicely without cutting into it, damaging it, or scraping it in any way. We're just going to hold these parallel to each other, and we're just going to give it a couple turns. There you go. And you can feel when it gets nice and smooth in there. You don't need to overdo it, just a couple turns. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to chamfer. That's going to put a little bevel on the outside. This is really important, especially if you have a tighter neck chamber. If you had any kind of burr or anything on the outside here, it could actually prevent this from chambering in the gun, and that wouldn't be good. So we're just going to give that a couple turns. It doesn't take much, as you see, but now we have a properly prepped case mouth. So those are the three big tools that all of these systems are going to allow you to do. The one other thing that we didn't show you was removing any kind of military crimp, and that's going to be done with one of the reamers that's included, and all of these tools are capable of doing that. Again, it's just a hand tool. It's going to open up the primer pockets a little bit and get out any rough metal edges, and there are some situations where you may find you need it, so it is nice that they include those. With something like a Lapua brass that we're using here, it's not necessary though. I hope that these processes help give you a deeper insight into the things you can do in your brass prep to tighten up your groups, improve your shooting experience, and ultimately maybe gain an edge on your competitors. With that, I hope you get out and shoot, have some fun reloading, and we will talk soon.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.